Oga wife. She's waking up, eating whatever she wants, living soft life. They got down to be an Oga wife. You will take care of Oga before you take care of yourself. Truly, it's not easy. Many young ladies now are wanting to be Oga wife and still look down against housewives. I don't see any reason why I should care anymore. If I find fulfillment in something, I don't think that is your business, and I don't think you should degrade me for it. So recently, I've been having a love-hate relationship with filling forms. I never had issues with filling forms, go to the bank, go to a hospital and fill a form. I think I started feeling some type of way when I got married. I mean, I don't have issues with every other thing on the form, but one thing, occupation. So before I got married, I used to know what to put as my occupation. It was always defined by what exactly I was working as at that time. And funny enough, I've worked in different capacities. I've been admin, sales, customer service, content writer, social media manager, multimedia designer, everything basically. My occupation on each form just largely depended on where I was working at that point and what I was working as. But before I got married, I took a bold step and made the decision to give working a break, or even to totally quit it altogether and just grow in my craft and hobbies and every other thing I wanted to do for myself, as well as help out Eric with the company that we're running. It took a lot for me to change my leg and go in that direction, but it felt really right, and I'm honestly happy that I took that decision. I prayed about it and God was leading me up to the point where it was so evident that I was going to be a homemaker who was going to be so in tune with herself and bringing God's glory into her home as well as people around her in everything that she does. I was grateful to be able to even have that discernment from the Holy Spirit to even do it in the first place. So you ask why I'm having issues with filling occupation. When I go to fill a form and I reach that part, I don't know what to put down as my occupation. I could easily put housewife. I think I did it a few times. I think 2 times, and I got some side eyes. I got heavy bombastic side eyes. I was already aware about how housewives in our generation now are perceived as women that choose not to do anything or are lazy, and I find it ridiculous because in the past generation, many women were housewives. It was normal. They were homemakers, and that's why many of us were able to be groomed. Over time, we all move to working women and all, and it's good to work, it's good to earn money. But for the women that have chosen to be homemakers, I don't think there should be any sort of discrimination against them. I've even heard some women wish that they could be housewives. Yeah, don't get me wrong. There's actually a difference between a homemaker and a housewife. Maybe I'll do a video on that. Largely, there's just discrimination against young women that are housewives, and it's just sad. And the treatment you get there on out for whatever it is you're filling the form for becomes terrible. You get terrible service. It's so ridiculous, and I didn't like how it made me feel. So most times now, I'm always torn between filling in whatever it is I can fill in as my occupation. It's just vibes. If you get all the forms I filled this year, you will see different occupations there. I can be writing multimedia designer, admin, anything. I just literally write anything. But what I would really, really prefer, what's in my mind to really write, is Oga wife. Yeah. It's actually very funny that many young ladies now are wanting to be Oga wife and still look down against housewives. I noticed like the notion about being an Oga wife is just a woman that is chilling at home, her husband is giving her money, she's waking up, eating whatever she wants, going wherever she wants to go, living soft life without any show of what she's giving back to the home. And nobody talks about what the Oga wife really does, apart from enjoying herself and not going to work. In my opinion, being an Oga wife and being a housewife, literally the same thing. Their names literally say what the wife does. Oga wife, you're literally taking care of your husband. You're a housewife taking care of your home. And I know we have the whole talk about being a housewife is not easy, but I'll tell you that truly it's not easy, because you are literally in the position to take care of everybody else in your home before yourself even. And that's always left out whenever girls want to talk about, hey God, I want to be an Oga wife. You will take care of Oga before you take care of yourself. You will take care of your house before you take care of yourself. And yes, it is a full-time job. I really give kudos to women that actually have careers and are actually going to work, and they come back and they still do chores and all of that. It's really not easy, and you will never be a full-on homemaker when you still have a career on the side that you have to go to. You can be a homemaker and still shuffle, growing your craft and hobbies and passions that you have on the side remotely, but having to leave the house and go somewhere and have a boss and all of that, it just doesn't fully work. And that's why it all boils down to choice. Some women don't even want to near chores and cleaning and cooking and all of that, and that's okay. I always enjoyed doing those things even before I got married. That's why it wasn't so hard for me to choose that lifestyle on the long run. Sometimes it's hard because yes, there are some times that you wake up and you just want to not do anything all day. You just want to sit down, eat, and just watch TV all day. But because I know the importance of my inputs on a day-to-day in the house, no matter how little, I still get up to do them, and I will still enjoy doing it. But then I still have this little dilemma where I miss work. Sometimes I miss the hustle and bustle of waking up early, leaving the house, going to meet a boss, answering to someone, or giving out orders to someone. I actually miss those things sometimes. But the way I enjoy my time and flexibility at home greatly supersedes that. All the things and interests and passions I've always had, I get to do them. I love designing, I love creating content. I've also started relearning my crocheting skills again. I just like that I get to do all these things, because to me that's literally living life. I feel like that's when you're truly happy. And every single creative skill I've had, I always return it back to God and tell God to put His glory in it. Like, let His glory shine through every skill I have. Everything I have, I can literally turn them to cash empires if I want to. Even doing all of this, I still get to put an input into helping out my husband with his work and everything, because we're both multimedia designers. So where I can step in, I do step in, and I get to dish out some of my expertise in that company too. So all of this just gives me some level of fulfillment. Oh, and by the way, this video is sponsored by On Fire Studios. It's an on-demand content creation company that helps out creators and brands to churn out their stories and their content in different ways. It's one thing to create content and shoot and go here and go there and do all of that, but it's another thing to put it all together and give an experience to your audience. So for a monthly subscription package, you get to have access to video content according to the package that you pick, obviously. If you want to be different from the norm and not just have basic content, On Fire also gives you tips on how to shoot your content better in a way that your story can be told better. So if you don't want basic content anymore, hit them up. You can check their website, and you can also message them at On Fire Visuals on Instagram. I'll leave everything in the description box. So if you're messaging them on Instagram, you can always say, oh, you're from Moves Anthony. Technically, they're not sponsoring this video. I work for them, but I'm practicing for when I start getting sponsorships. basically, yeah, I never had any issues with taking care of people. I remember in my Fem 101 video, a point I mentioned in tapping into your femininity was being a nurturer, like looking for something to take care of. I feel like because I was always in that position, taking care of my parents and siblings in one little way or the other, it sort of helped me to be able to effortlessly do it in marriage now, with taking care of my husband. Also adding a dog to that, to be able to see how I can also nurture a child when we decide to start having kids. Obviously it's not the same, but I feel like to some extent just having a little thing to take care of goes a long way to sort of prepare your mind, even if it's years from now. So basically, the perks of being an Oga wife for me is that's where my fulfillment lies. Taking care of my home, taking care of even people around me. Taking care of my home and taking care of my husband actually makes it easier for me to take care of anybody, and I think that helps a lot in terms of humanity on the long run. It has given me some level of freedom to chase anything I want to chase. I get time to think and plan out my life. I'm literally living for myself, and I can easily change direction in anything. That's also helped me to be very conscious about being close to God. You literally can do it without having God by your side. Your spirituality increases. You get to be in tune with your feminine side, to be honest. When you're a homemaker and you're conscious of bringing back your femininity, it really gets you in tune with that. Even in days when it's not easy, even in times where you can't achieve exactly what you want to achieve for a particular thing or a particular hobby that you want to chase, you still are not in a rush. You're not beating yourself up for it. There's just less pressure to please the world because you have your vision for who you are meant to please. So the major issue with it is just what the outside people think about you. Now that I think about it, I don't see any reason why I should care anymore, because if I find fulfillment in something, I don't think that is your business, and I don't think you should degrade me for it. I'm the only one that knows the dynamics of what I do as a homemaker in my own home. I know the days that it's hard. I know that it's never all rosy, and you assuming that I'm just a lazy blob is your business. So that being said, in my next form, I'm going to proudly write Oga Wife. Yeah.